डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Okay, friend, warm welcome into the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. I am Dr. Ajay Patel. In this session, we are going to discuss the cybersecurity policy of some other countries or some developed countries, and we will also discuss some compliance management. Because the compliance management is also an important aspect of the cyber security. So we will also discuss the HIPAA compliance, as well as we will also discuss the ISO compliance, which are necessary for the to follow for some organizations, and it also helpful to provide protect the data. So first of all, we are going to discuss the cyber security regulations in some other countries. So first of all, as we know, the European Union, and the European Union is the organization which provides the framework for the European EU countries for the business. So here is the website. You can get all the information regarding the European Union Agency for the Network Information and Security. So initially the agency was organized by the regulation number 460 by 2004 of the European Parliament and of the Council of 10th March on 2004 for the sole purpose of raising information and security awareness for all the operations within the European Union. ENISA currently runs under the regulation number 526 enacted in 2013, which is the latest one. So this is the agency designated to look into the issues related with the network and information security in the European Union. Now, if please, because I am requesting you to please visit this website. At here, you can also find out some training courses which are offering by the agency. You can get this kind of courses at there also, and various lots of information is there. The information like how the European, for example, European Union countries can exchange the information, means digital information with other countries. Then how to resolve the conflict. The information is also available on this portal. So this is the information regarding how European Union countries dealt with the network and information security. Now then next again for the European General Data Protection Regulation. Now friend, the corporate surveillance, the concept is a new concept is there. The corporate surveillance, that means there are so many organizations, those who are using capturing your activity track while you are accessing web or while you are surfing mobile, or there are so many organizations, those who are having your personal information, your data, like the insurance organization. The insurance organization are having your vehicular data, they might have your health data, health records, as well as they are also having your bank records, bank details. So the insurance agencies are having lots of your personal information. Now, what will happen if they exchange this kind of information with some other agencies? Those who could target you to sell their own product, like grocery stores or like e-commerce applications. So the customer's privacy would be compromised. So so earlier days, because the data sharing uh, was there, and it was not because the consumer rights or customers rights were not protected. But after the general data protection regulation, and this is the milestone, after that the government of India has also applied the data protection rules, and through the amendment in the Indian IT Act. So this is the milestone regulation through which the companies has to maintain, and then companies are restricted uh, for the data sharing activities, because the company can without the customers were not protected for the this kind of sharing. But now with this regulation, the companies has to follow, and company cannot share the customer's personal information without his or her legal consent. And again, the entire data protection law is available on this URL, and you should visit and you should read this regulation. So the compliance, before we are going to we discuss regarding the compliance. The compliance, that means the system or the guideline uh, which need to be followed by the business house which involved in the particular kind of practices. So for example, the HIPAA compliance. HIPAA compliance is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. That means the concept is PHI, personal health information. So as we know, health insurance, any person, those who is opting for the health insurance, he or she has to provide various details to the health insurance company. The details which contains the information like personal information, then after any disease related information, sensitive information. These kind of information can be classified as sensitive information. So such kind of sensitive information need to submit to the health insurance provider company. Now if at any stage such kind of information compromise due to any reason, that means the person's sensitive information will be leaked, and it due to this kind of information he has to face certain kind of reputation damage also, or it will lead to defamation also. So the covered entities, anyone providing treatment, payment, operation in healthcare. So it's not only because as I said, involved in the similar kind of profession. So healthcare insurance company are only not abide by or this compliance is not applicable only for the health insurance provider, but the organizations, those who are involved to deal with this kind of information, means personal health information, like the organization, like hospitals, or there might be some blood banks, all these kind of organizations are responsible are responsible to maintain and to protection of the data. So, they must meet the HIPAA compliance. Other entities such as subcontractors or any other related business associate must also be uh, under or must need to cope up the compliance. Now, HIPAA privacy means HIPAA. So, according to the US Department of Health and Human Services, the HIPAA privacy rules or standards for the privacy of individually identify identifiable health information establish national standard for the protection of certain health information. Additionally, the security rules establishes a national set of security standards for protecting specific health information that is held or transferred in electronic form. The security rule operationalize the privacy rules protection by addressing technical and non-technical safeguards that covered entities must put in a place secure individuals electronic personal health information within Health and Human Services Office or will or for a civil right is responsible for enforcing the private office of the civil rights is responsible for the enforcing the privacy and security rules with voluntarily compliance activities and civil money penalties. So, that means Health and Human Services Department along with the Office of the Civil Rights is responsible to look into this matter, means they are responsible to enforce the privacy and security rules with volunteers, means the volunteer organization may join with these bodies and they are responsible to look into this matter. That means they need to ensure about the enforcement of the HIPAA compliance for all concerned business houses. Then after, why the HIPAA compliance? Because Health and Human Services points out that as a healthcare provider and other entities dealing with the personal health information move to computerized operation including computerized physician order entry system, electronic health record, radiology, pharmacy, laboratory systems. The HIPAA compliance is more important than ever. Similarly, health plans provide access to claims as well as care management and service self-service application. While all of these electronic methods provide increased efficiency and mobility, they also drastically increase the security risk facing the healthcare data. The security rule is in place to protect the privacy of individuals' health information while at the same time allowing covered entities to adopt new technologies to improve the quality, benefit and efficiency of the patient care. The security rules by design flexible enough to allow the covered entity to implement the policy, procedures and technologies that are suited to entities size, organization structure and the patient and consumers EPHI. Now, the main thing is electronic personal health information, because the computer because the personal health information move to the computerized operation. That means computerized physician order, e-subscription, electronic health record, various information like laboratory and radiology uh, are also moved on the electronic platform. Because if you are familiar, in USA, the insurance policy charges are varying from person to person based on his or her health history. Now, health history, that means uh, the insurance provider checks out the each and every health detail from his or her born to the till date. They verify his or her health records, any recommendation, uh, if available, or if at any stage he or she has been recommended by the physicians for the particular drugs, or any medical history like any car accident, or any major illness, cure of the major illness, treatment for the some diseases. Now the insurance companies or insurance provider companies provides the premium rate according or taking the consideration of all these effects. Now, so to ask for the or to provide the charges premium estimation, all these kind of data are need to be verified. So the data producer, or we can say the health information, personal health information producers are required to provide or required to share this kind of data with among each other. Now, at this stage, what will happen if this information will leak? It might compromise, or any other business house can use this kind of data for their marketing purpose, or some criminals might use this data for their malignant intention also. So, to protect the personal health information, the HIPAA compliance was introduced. So, the what is considered protected health information under HIPAA: patient name, address, birth date, social security number, and individual's physical and mental health condition. So, as we said, the entire history of the particular individual's physical and mental health condition, any care provided to individual. So earlier, if any treatment was available, so it's also provided at there. Then after information concerning the payment for the care provided to individual, that identifies the patient, or information for which there is a reasonable basis to believe could be used to identify the patient, that means the patient charges. So these are the information. Now the HIPAA section. So there are 5 HIPAA sections or titles which are listed below. Title 1, HIPAA insurance, that means reform. HIPAA insurance reforms provides the health insurance coverage to individuals who lost job for the unemployment. It also provides the group health plans coverage to individual with specific disease and pre-existing conditions from setting lifetime coverage limit. Next, title 2, HIPAA administrative. This is the most important title. HIPAA administrative simplification directs US Department of Healthcare and Human Services to establish security standard for processing the electronic healthcare transaction. It also requires for the healthcare organization to implement secure electronic access to health data and to remain in compliance with privacy regulation standards. Then after tax related provisions under the title 3 are mentioned. Application and information enforcement of group health plan requirement are available under the title 4. Title 5 provides the revenue offsets, that means it includes provisions for company owned life insurance and those who lost their US citizenship for the income tax purpose. So these are the section. Now the another section or another compliance is the ISO family IC 2000 27K, that means 27,000. So there are various security standards, for example ISO 27000 family of information security management standard is a series of mutually supporting information security standards that can be combined, provide a globally recognized framework. And I would like to mention that the Reserve Bank has insisted to all banks to provide the IEC 27K compliance. The mainstay of the series I-27 2001, which set out specification ISMS, that means Information Security Management System. The series is developed and published by the ISO International Organization for the Standard and IEC International Electrotechnical Commission. These are the standards available under the ISO 27K. For example, 27K2 is for the information technology security techniques. ISO 27K1 and 2 standards bundle for the security techniques. Then after the security and code practices, matlab standard for the security techniques, code of practices for the information security control based are also mentioned. The security technique guideline for the information and communication technology readiness for the business continuity, information technology security technique for the information security management systems, overview and vocabulary is also mentioned. So these are the standard, and the entire ISO 27K family is for the information security management practices. Now the next is the next body or next the policy is the National Institute of Standard and Technology, NIST. It's a body from the United States and concerned to improve the nation's critical infrastructure. So components for the framework, National Cybersecurity Framework consists of three main components: the core, the implementation tier and profile. If we look at the core framework, then it provides the identity, protect, detection, response and recovery from the cyber attack. Then after the implementation focuses on the organization's readiness, how they view the risk assessment process, and the profiles are for to identify the importance importance of cyber security for the organization. So this is the framework provided by the National Institute of Standard and Technology, And dear friends, in this session we discuss regarding the regulation of some other countries, and we have mentioned two URL also. Please refer both these. Then after we discuss regarding the HIPAA compliance and ISO 27K, and we have also discussed the NIST framework. So these are the framework and these are the security policies which have been opted by some advanced or developed nation also. Okay friend, I would like to conclude my discussion at here. Thank you very much. Thank you friends.
स्वाध्यायः